Well, hello. Good to have you along. This is Larry's Country Diner. You never know what's going to happen around here, but I guarantee you, you're going to have some fun.
Yep.
So sit back, relax, and right now I'd like to introduce a fella. He's the pride and joy of our diner, organically raised and 100% natural. Welcome, Larry.
Organically raised?
Yeah, that's a big term now. Didn't you know that?
What does that mean?
I have no idea, but I see it on everything. And you pay more for it if it's organically raised.
I was organically raised.
That's right, as opposed to inorganically.
That's true.
Raised. I have no idea.
All right, time for the promise.
You remembered.
I remembered. Thanks a lot. Normally she has to remind me. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Little did he know that I really asked for some good waitresses.
Excuse you?
Zing.
That's from Psalms 37:4. Like I said, we always read a promise at every lunchtime at my house in Alabama. So we do it here, the diner. The year was 1948. I had been alive 5 years by then. Yeah, 5 years. World Series was Cleveland versus the Boston Braves. It says Cleveland D. What's Cleveland D? Do we know what Cleveland D is? What would Cleveland D be in 1948? Oh. Edge Cleveland defeated Boston Braves 4-2.
It's going to be a long
We're
show.
on a roll today. I'm glad he made the first one.
I like the sports guy that says today we're a little short on sports time, but we have some scores: 4-2, 6-3, 9-2, and 4-8. Columbia Records introduced the 33 1/3 LP long-playing record at New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel in 1948. It allowed listeners to enjoy an unprecedented 25 minutes of music per side compared to the 4 minutes per side of the standard 78 RPM record.
Larry,
I'm looking over.
you were in radio a long time. Do you know how many grooves are on one side of a record?
As long as it
LP.
grooved, baby, I didn't care.
You want to
How
take
many?
a guess?
78, probably.
Not just one. It's just one
Oh,
continuous.
you turkey. We never start these shows over, but this is one we might try.
I start that one over too, pal.
Let's see. I'm looking over the Four-Leaf Clover by Art Mooney is number one on the pop music charts. Pulitzer Prize-winning drama, A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams, made its appearance. 1948. Miss America was B.B. Shop from Minnesota. Cortisone, introduced as an arthritis treatment. Is that what it's still used for? Cortisone? As an arthritis treatment?
Dr. Birdwell's over here. He can tell you.
Well, I looked at my wife. She normally is up on medicines. Luann, I'm over here. Oh, no. I just know we used it on scrapes and cuts and stuff. I didn't know it was introduced as an arthritis treatment. Big Bang theory of the universe's origin was postulated. I guess that means that's when they first exploded the Big Bang theory. Babe Ruth dies in this year, 1948. The game of Scrabble was introduced in 1948, introduced by James Brunot. Movie tickets were 60 cents. Boy, the prices we pay today for movie tickets and more important concessions. Gee,
That's why they need to buy more
popcorn.
DVDs.
Excuse me?
That's why they need to buy more DVDs.
Now, see, then they're going to start talking about the price of them things. They're expensive. You need to talk to those boys. Sorry.
Your boys?
Yeah, right. Porsche is founded. I don't know who lost it, but it was founded in this day, the Porsche. Who said wow? All right, now this is the big one. We have audio with this one. Today in 1948, on March 31st, 1948, global warming was born. Al Gore. was born on March 31st in 1948. Of course, there's other things that he also created.
During my service in the United States Congress, I took the initiative in creating the internet.
That's our boy. Yeah.
Bless his little heart.
It was a cold day when Al Gore was born into global warming. I'm having a trouble swallowing that one. That's it for Today in History.
Yeah.
Yes.
You may have seen it in one of the long shots, but we have George Hamilton IV sitting over here from the
Yes,
Grand Ole
George.
Opry.
Howdy, everybody. Hey, brother. Thank you.
We're going to get him up to do some stuff in a little bit. He's been a part of our country's family reunion project, and I don't think you were there the day that we did Bill Carlisle, although you might have been. Bill Carlisle did, and we're going to do a little Precious Memories now and show a piece of Bill Carlisle, Too Old to Cut the Mustard. Bill Carlisle.
I don't know. I tried. I sat here till I got hoarse. When I was younger, I had lots of pep. I could get around, I didn't need no help. Since I'm old and I'm getting gray, people all look at me and say he's too old. Too old, he's too old to cut the mustard anymore. He's getting too old, done got too old. He's too old to cut the mustard anymore. I used to jump like a deer. Now I need a new landing gear. Used to good jump, picket fence. Now I'm lucky if I jump and then jump too old. Too old, he's too old. Got the mustard anymore. He's getting too old. Son got too old. He's too old. Got the mustard anymore. Now get it.
The sheriff.
Before I was elected.
Yeah.
When I was young, I had an automobile. Scooped myself under that wheel. Had to pat the gals off with a stick. Now they say,
Oh, he makes me sick.
he's too old. Too old. He's too old to cut the mustard anymore. He's getting too old. Too old. He's too old to cut the mustard anymore.
That's wonderful.
He'll never be that old.
How old were you when you did that song?
For my time, I don't know.
He was an amazing man.
I asked him one time how long he'd been in show business. He said ever since I came out with it.
When we come back, we're going to be with George Hamilton IV. Let's take a quick break.
All right, Larry's Country Diner, no jacket or tie required. As a matter of fact, we'll look at you suspiciously if you wear one. We'll be back. Welcome back to Larry's Country Diner. Today's special, oh, you're going to love this. George Hamilton IV, Carolina Blueberry Ice Cream.
Problem is,
Here's
they only give you a fourth of it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's the problem. If you got the whole slice, it'd be better. George Hamilton IV, good to have you, sir.
It's great to be here.
Thank you.
I
for
feel
coming.
right at home with this shirt on. I blend in with the tablecloth.
We've got that shade on there.
We could shade the cameras a little. We could turn them green.
Yeah.
That's right. You travel all over the world.
Well, I've been at it now for 54 years. I started recording and touring in '56. And the year before I got started recording and touring, I used to guest on a little TV show in Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And the guitar player was 15 years old, and it was the sheriff here.
Are
He
you
was on
kidding
the
me?
same show.
I was just a Boy Scout then.
You weren't packing a pistol back in.
No.
A BB gun, maybe.
Yeah, BB gun.
No kidding.
And here we are still picking together all these years later.
And still get along pretty good.
I was going to say, you ought to pick your friends better.
Had his little Gene Opry guitar. He was precious.
He was great back then. He was a child prodigy, weren't you?
I'm not sure I know what that means.
He was prodded along to do it.
I
right?
see. Yeah, I was.
Well, that's amazing. I did not know that.
And not only that, but at the same TV station where I met Jimmy Capps and where we were both picking together was a young man in the art department. They didn't have graphics in, and you had to draw pictures of rain and sunshine. And the guy who did the pictures for the weather report was a young man from the same town named John D. Loudermilk.
Wow.
And he had just written a song called A Rose and a Baby Ruth. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, my God. I love the history. Are you going to do the Rose and the Baby Ruth?
Well, I thought we would do another song that John also wrote.
Okay.
And the reason why, when we both moved to Nashville, he called me up one day and said, "Hey, Hoss, I got a new song for you." And I figured since we got lucky with the Rose and the Baby Ruth, I ought to hear it. So I said, "What is it this time, John? A Petunia and a Mars bar?" and he said, "No, man, you told to be singing about high school romances and teenage quarrels. This is something new in country music." I said, "What, for instance?" And he said, "Well, it's kind of an example of nitty-gritty, uptight, folk country, psychedelic, hillbilly love ballads." All right, you ready?
And this is it?
This is it.
Hit it.
All right. Well, baby, oh, baby, tell a man at the ticket stand that you change your mind. Let me run on out and tell the cap to keep his meter flying. 'Cause if you say goodbye to me, gal, you're gonna break my mind. Break my mind. Break my mind. No, I just can't stand to hear them big jet engines whine. Break my mind. Break my mind. Oh, Lord. If you leave, you're gonna leave a babbling fool behind. All right. From my home state of North Carolina, Jimmy Capps on the lead guitar. How about a hand for him? The sheriff. He gives out very few tickets. He's such a nice guy.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, baby. Woo, baby. Let me take your suitcase off of the scales in time. Tell a man that you suddenly developed a thing about flying. 'Cause if you say goodbye to me, gal, you're gonna break my mind. Break my mind. Help us if you know it. Break my mind. No, I just can't stand to hear the big jet engines whine. Break my mind. Break my mind. Oh, Lord. If you leave, you're gonna leave a babbling fool behind. If you leave, you're gonna leave a babbling fool behind. All right.
Good stuff. Chet Atkins, on one of our shows, told a story about he and John D. Loudermilk and their wives when they were on a cruise.
Absolutely.
And they were down in the Bahamas someplace. They went out to eat, and Loudermilk and Chet Atkins decided to relieve when they took a break, they went up and on the bandstand and just playing little stuff. Next day on a boat, big old guy about my size walked up to Chet Atkins. Chet had a beard on at that point, I understand. Walked up to him and said, "Hey, we saw you last night." Said, "You're pretty good, but you're no Chet Atkins."
True story. True story.
Come on,
That's
Larry,
a
that
true
was
story.
you. They just looked like you. That was you.
That's a true story.
That is so funny, though. What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you?
Well, in my own hometown, I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I don't get back there all that much because I've been traveling.
Right.
I left Winston in '56, I guess. Go back home for Christmas and visit kinfolks. Christmas a couple years ago, I was, maybe it's longer than that, but I was walking downtown in my hometown, and I saw this guy looking at me, and I thought, here he is. He's a fan. He knows me. He recognized me. So I'm reaching for my Sharpie. This fella comes over and he said, like that, you know. He said, "How you doing?" And I said, he didn't call my name. He said, "How are you?" "I know you." I said, "Well, thank you very much. How are you doing?" He said, "Just fine." He said, "Boy, you're one of my favorites." He said, "You are one of my favorites. Would you mind giving me your autograph?" And he had a little piece of paper or something. And he didn't look at me while I was signing it. I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Jim." And I wrote to Jim, and I signed it. And without looking at it, as I handed it to him, he said, "Thank you, Porter." Porter Wagner. He thought I was Porter. That's a compliment to me. You know? I don't know about
Either that or it was those sequins you were probably wearing around town.
Yeah.
Now, you travel out of the country a lot.
Uh-huh.
Why is that? I mean, have you found a strong market in the UK?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was never.
Well, please.
It was never brains. It was never any kind of plan, and I never thought of trying to create a market. I just fell in love with the country music scene in Europe because I was so thrilled and surprised that they have so many people that love it over there. First time I went overseas was to play the military bases for the servicemen and women in Germany. And on my way back, I stopped in England. Aco Froese had an office there, still do, the country music publishing company. I stopped in England, and I met a band from Liverpool called the Hillsiders who went to school with the Beatles.
Right.
But they played real Nashville-style country music. And I was so thrilled to find people in the land of the Beatles and the Rolling Stones that liked country that I started going back every year and, you know, just doing a few things here and there. And it kind of grew from that. But, you know, this show has a lot of listeners in England, Scotland, and Ireland, and all through Europe because people love the real thing. They love real country music, and they don't like play pretend stuff. You know, they like real stuff, like good
diner,
good diners, good hamburgers.
Talking here.
And people all the time over there tell me they watch the show. So we've got people looking right now from all over.
That
It's
is
wonderful.
super. That's one of the has been a little bit of the surprising thing to me, is that there's such a strong response from the UK.
Well, they like country music, but they like the real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't shuck and jive. If you come on with smoke bombs and laser lights and try to dazzle them, they will not clap. The biggest hand I ever saw at Wembley was for Wembley Arena, that big festival over there. It was for the Glazer brothers and Boxcar Willie. You know, they like it down home.
Now, Wembley is no more, right?
No,
the Wembley Festival?
They no longer have that international festival of country music. They used to do it at Wembley at Easter. But there's a wonderful new festival there called the Americana. It took the place of Wembley, and this is their 30th year. They've been doing it for 30 years. They were doing the Americana Festival in England before anybody thought of calling music Americana here in the States. And it's a wonderful festival. Every July, if you're thinking of going to England, it's in Nottingham, near Nottingham, Newark, Nottinghamshire, they call it. And they have about, 20,000, 30,000 people come to it.
Wow.
And they have American cars and motorcycles. And,
the whole Americana experience.
yeah, it's an Americana experience.
A lot of classic Grand Ole Opry country music stars go?
A lot of the Opry stars have been over, a lot of the Opry members, and a lot of other people from Texas, singers, songwriters. Gail Davies from here in Nashville goes about every year, and her son Chris Scruggs, they're very popular there. It's a wonderful festival, and again, they like the classic country, they like the down-home stuff.
Well, we've sure thought a lot about maybe trying to take Country's family reunion over there.
It would
just
be
do a little
perfect, because they all love you, they watch you anyway, and it'd be nice to go over and get some TV pictures of the festival and bring it home to show people here.
Well, now there's an idea.
Because people here are surprised when they hear that country music is so popular there.
Yeah. I might be able to get out of the diner for a day or two and go over there.
Let the sheriff take over the cooking for a day or
No, Sheriff wants to go with. We'll take everybody over.
All right.
Who said yeah? We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with George Hamilton IV.
Live country music and great food all day, all night. A little slice of heaven. Larry's Country Diner. We'll be back. Welcome back to Larry's Country Diner. We feed you, we entertain you, we even educate you. Time now for another diner slang term.
All right.
Let's see if Renee knows this.
Renee?
Yeah?
Listen up.
If somebody orders something, you holler to the kitchen, give me a stack of blowout patches. What do you got?
Pancakes.
Now, I'd have said that.
Oh, you did,
Really?
though,
What do you
did
get?
you?
Well, that one's kind of obvious.
Yeah, you would get that one. Okay,
All right, okay.
That's what it is.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, she's exactly right. I'm amazed.
Well, I am. It's Pick on Renee Day. When Bobby Bear was here, he was talking about a song that he had written called America. Oh, I done forgot what it was.
I'm not telling you either.
God bless America again.
God, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's a wonderful
I need all the help.
The Wilburns recorded it, didn't they?
And Ray Charles.
Is that right?
God bless America again.
What a
And he
song.
got a letter from the Irving Berlin Publishing Company saying, that's wrong. You can't do that. He wrote him back and he said, then you're going to love my next one. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas again.
Again.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Hear that music?
George, brace yourself.
That means Nadine's on her way in. Oh.
Hey, Mr. Renee.
Nadine.
Good, babe.
How you doing, Nadine?
Tell you what,
What?
if I was a building, I'd probably be condemned. Once you get over that hill, you just start picking up speed. It's rough.
That's the way you feel today, huh?
Tell you one thing, though. I ain't two-faced. Wouldn't be wearing this one, would I?
I had no idea where you were going with that.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Boy, I am. Anytime you walk in.
Both of them are fine.
What, both of your toes are fine?
Dessert.
Oh.
Dessert. Yep.
Does she ever pay you the check?
I got a running tab here.
Yeah, you keep
I
running
pay it
away
every
from
time
it.
I get my SS check. Send it down here.
We
You got
need that.
George Hamilton here.
We
today.
do. George Hamilton the fourth.
I know the fourth. And there's a fifth, ain't there?
Absolutely.
Is there a sixth?
George V has a little boy 9 years old named George Hamilton VI.
Wow.
There you go.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
As long as you can
Well,
count.
I heard you've been playing guitar since you was about 12 or so. Yep. And you was over, I did see where you did about 73 shows in Europe in about 3 months.
Wow.
That is, and behind the Iron Curtain.
Yeah.
Now, to me, that would be a little difficult. I mean, how could they hear you or see you? I mean, my Homer couldn't hear you. He's deaf in one ear and can't hear out of the other, and he'd have never heard that one. But anyway, my husband writes some songs sometime, and they ain't been a star in this place that's ever looked at one of them. And I thought you just seemed to be a good man. I thought you might look at it.
Oh, yeah, I need to hit bad.
Well, it's called If Whiskey Were a Woman, I'd Be Married for Sure. Now, I don't take to that song very well, but that's my husband. I don't have anything to do with that part of his life. But anyway, I'll bring it down there and let you see. If it could get us a couple of bucks, I'd appreciate it. But Larry, I went down to your competition last night. We came over
Where?
here and couldn't get in this place. It was so packed.
Well, that's the way the diner is from time to time.
I went down there and I'm telling you, I've seen better roadkill. I ain't doing that anymore. You got better choices here. I like this.
And we have great waitresses.
Yeah, you do.
Excellent.
That's right. She makes this place, really. Yeah, I ain't going down there anymore. You know, you got so many choices, and I loved your desserts. And my family, you know, we had.
I know. I can't do it.
I know you're on a diet, Larry.
The doctor told me to diet. I said, I like it the color it is.
Been building on this foundation a long time. Well, hey, listen, I want to tell you something.
All right.
I went over, me and Homer went down to Louisiana the other day, see my nephew. He's a pastor in one of these little churches, and he's in this town called Natchitoches or something like that. And
Rhymes with halitosis.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Homer kept telling me it was natitious or something like that. He said that's the way the Cajuns say it, like he knew. And we argued all the way to Shreveport, and we stopped at this little old fast food place, go in there to use the restroom, and he went in the restroom. I went up to this little girl's counter, and I said, tell me what the name of this place is, and tell it to me slow. She looked at me, she said, Burger King. I tell you, I almost smacked that little girl.
With your righteous purse.
I'm telling you. My nephew, he was down there. He said he would like to run his family tree and just trace it back and see. He said he just didn't have time being a preacher and all. And I said, well, run for office locally and get it done free.
They'll know if the sap's running on that tree, won't they?
His wife is a dentist, and she was over at supper that night telling us about flossing and telling us how much we need to floss. And Homer said, oh, flossing's just a pain in the butt. I said, well, Homer, you ain't doing it right. I tell you, I said, brains were lard, he couldn't grease a skillet. Well, I guess I better eat my desserts, but I better check and see if I got money to pay for this today.
Since I shared this dessert with you, I'll pay for it.
You know, it ain't no disgrace being poor, but it sure is inconvenient. But hey, I'm gonna go over there and put the sign up.
What's gonna be on the church sign this week?
It's gonna be, this is a good one. This is good.
You've had some good ones.
This is good. Try to live your life in such a way that the preacher won't have to lie at your funeral.
Now that's true.
And Homer, we're thinking about taking a trip to the Holy Land. I don't know that I want to go with Homer, but he said, you know, I think it'd be great to go up there and get on Mount Sinai and holler out the 10 Commandments, you know, or something like that. I said, honey, it'd be better if you just stayed home and kept them.
Nadine, do the sign.
I'll do it.
Thank you. That woman is something.
I was telling her about a trip to a Southern Baptist church I took recently.
Yeah.
And I was singing there, and I went downstairs. They had fellowship. Baptists love to have fellowship after church.
Yeah, we do.
She knows about that. And I told her, I said, you know, there was a coffee lady downstairs by the coffee urn, and I went over, and I forgot where I was, the Southern Baptist church. And I said to her, I said, is that the real thing? And she said, well, it's decaf. And I said, decaf? That's like drinking Jack Daniels with no alcohol in it.
Oh!
She never cracked a smile. And my wife told me I probably wouldn't be singing at that church again.
Wouldn't be. Nah, don't worry, you won't be called back. What you got for us? You got another song for us?
Yes, sir. We were talking about England. This was written by a young man from Birmingham. They pronounce it Birmingham over there instead of Birmingham. His name's Raymond Froggy. He's one of the most popular singers in England and songwriters. And he wrote this little song. And it goes kind of like this. the old familiar barroom where we played 1,000 times, the payphone in the corner by the house-selected wines, and over by the window where we share the same old chair with a single glass between us. It's no wonder people stare. No longer the impatience when it's time for us to start. Once again we're out here playing, you and me, my old guitar. How we dreamed when we were young, the follow spotlights and the drums, all that artificial stuff, at least to us was real enough. We're back on ordinary streets where all tomorrow's singers meet. Yes, we're right back at the start, you and me, my old guitar. As we leave the noisy shelter of the warm and public room, single step and we're out under the moving shadows of the moon. As we dodge the silver rain pools down to a poorly painted door, what a difference to our heyday when the crowd called out for more. Down a cold and empty hallway, no autographs, no waiting cars. We close the door and go to sleep now, you and me, my old guitar. How we dreamed when we were young, the follow spotlights and them drums, all that artificial stuff, at least to us was real enough. We're back on ordinary streets where all tomorrow's dreamers meet. Yes, we're right back at the start, you and me, my old guitar. You and me, my old guitar.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Is that on one of your albums, CDs?
We've got a new 50th anniversary CD out called Heritage and Legacy, and that song by Raymond Froggy is on there. By the way, in England they call him Froggy.
Froggy.
Yeah, and he's a huge star. He and Daniel O'Donnell are two of the top guys. Daniel's from Ireland.
Yeah. She's dropping stuff again. That is such a nice song. We're going to give him your website. There he comes. Elliot. Where'd you get that shirt?
I got it at Larry'sCountryDiner.com.
Turn around so they can see that.
All right.
Did it come pre-stained or did you have to stain it yourself?
Well, I stained it. Well, it kind of pre-stained, but I spilled some on my pie.
And you can get that at Larry'sCountryDiner.com?
Yes, sir.
Or they can write to us.
You can write to us at Larry's Country Diner, P.O. Box 210-483, Nashville, Tennessee.
Or 210-483. You can say it either way, right? It's the same thing.
Either way,
Yeah, 210-483, Nashville, Tennessee. The zip code is 37221.
Wonder if that could fit me.
What?
Wonder if that could fit me.
Yeah, take it off, Elliot.
Can I have that,
What I was going to, we've also got on that board the website. It's not George Hamilton IV, it's George IV. George IV.
George IV.
I'm surprised that George Foreman hasn't tried to get that away from you.
He named all his kids George, didn't he?
He did.
Well, so did you. Huh?
Come to think of it, George4.net, not .com, .net. And you can go to George Hamilton's website that way. Let's get out of here. We'll be right back in a minute.
Speaking of Larry'sCountryDiner.com, check it out. You can visit us anytime, and there's some hot pictures of Nadine on there. We'll be back. You know, in this world, there's a lot of choices. You can go to a fancy restaurant, you can go to an oxygen bar, or a pub, or a deli, but where would you rather spend your time? Right here, Larry's Country Diner. Here's Larry.
It wouldn't be right to have George Hamilton IV here and not get a little taste of Abilene.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get a little taste of Abilene right now.
3, 4, 1, 2.
I sit alone most every night, watch those trains pull out of sight. Don't I wish they would carry me back to Abilene, my Abilene, you know that chorus? Abilene, Abilene, prettiest town that I've ever seen. Folks out there don't treat you mean. Abilene, my Abilene.
Yeah, George.
Well,
we always try to do a gospel song. Were you going to say something about the Abilene?
I was just going to say I travel a lot in Ireland.
Yes.
And good thing I'm wearing Irish green here
That's
today.
Right.
But I wanted to mention that I heard a story in Ireland recently about a young man who fell in love with a lady on a neighboring farm. His name was Joseph Scriven. He fell in love with this young lady in Banbridge, Northern Ireland, and they were engaged to be married. And the day before the wedding, she was out riding horseback on her family farm. The horse stumbled near a stream. She fell into the water, hit her head, and drowned the day before the wedding. Well, as you can imagine, he was so heartbroken he couldn't even face the beautiful green fields of Ireland where he had courted his sweetheart, fallen in love. So like so many Irish men and women, he immigrated to Canada. A lot of them came here. He went to Canada, to Port Hope, Ontario. And he became a tutor there. He was a school teacher by trade. Years later, in midlife, to his great surprise, he fell in love again. And because Joseph was a Christian, he witnessed to his sweetheart about his Savior. She became a Christian, and she wanted to be baptized. They were engaged to be married. Well, it was March. If you've ever been swimming in a creek or a lake in Canada in March, you know what's coming. She was baptized in Rice Lake, Ontario, got the flu. It became pneumonia. And the week before the wedding, she drowned.
Whoa.
She died.
Yeah.
Yeah, she died from the baptizing. Now, that's twice in Joseph Scriven's life he lost a chance to be a husband and father, and you think, well, wouldn't he become a bitter old guy? He didn't. He decided that maybe the Lord didn't want him to have a wife, so he dedicated his life to helping other people. He would chop firewood for widow ladies. This was in the 1800s, and in Canada, that's a big deal in the winter. He chopped firewood. He gave away a gold pocket watch that he brought with him from Ireland, a family heirloom, to a widow lady to buy a cow. And he was always helping people. Late in his life, folks started calling him the Good Samaritan of Port Hope, Ontario. Newspaper man came to interview him and was looking through his papers and came across a poem. And he said, "Mr. Scriven, what's this?" And Joseph said, "Oh, it's just a little poem I wrote for my mother back in Ireland. I heard she was very ill and I couldn't afford to go see her, and I didn't even know if he'd get there in time, but I wanted to encourage her." The newspaper man said, "Can I print it in the paper?" And Joseph said, "Well, nobody wants to see that. It's just a poem from my mother." He printed it in the paper. Somebody wrapped a Christmas present, like we all do, and packed newspaper in to keep it from breaking, to send it off to New York City, and whoever opened that package, their eyes fell on the very page where Joseph Scriven's poem was.
Wow.
And they were so moved by it, they passed it on to the great hymn writer, Charles Converse, who lived in New York City at the time. Mr. Converse wrote a melody to Joseph's poem. And I don't think Joseph ever lived long enough to know that at one time the Christian Herald magazine named his hymn poem the second most popular hymn in the world, second only to Amazing Grace. And it was written by an Irishman named Joseph Scriven, who immigrated to Canada. Thanks to Joseph for this one. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not everything to God in prayer. Here's a shirt. Ain't that fine? How about a hand for the shirt? Have we trials and temptation? Is there trouble everywhere? We should never be discouraged, and we ain't, are we? Take it to the Lord in prayer. Everybody, here we go. Can we find a friend so faithful, who will all our sorrow share?
Well, that's going to wrap it up for Larry's Country Diner for today. But hey, we're here all the time, so you join us again, won't you? Because the cameras are always rolling and we don't care.
Into the Lord in prayer.
Hey, if you like that one, you're gonna love this one. Or this one.